Hello.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Good evening. Okay. Okay, well, shall we? Let's start. Let's bow in. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okay. Entering the ground. Entering our body with our awareness. Using the ground to move. So we'll get a chance to very thoroughly go through your programs. In Tai Chi, there's a famous saying, there's a string suspending the head from above. And that's just a mental idea that gives a sense of we're hanging out rather than standing up, being uptight, stiff, hanging out, letting weight drop through our body, but keeping our body nice and aligned and opened, just hanging straight down, not slumped at all. We can alternate that hip turn. So we turn the hips to the empty leg. The whole time breathing into the abdomen. Nice, good abdominal breathing. Again, we're hanging straight down. So nice vertical posture. All the work is in the legs. And if you put one foot forward, we can do arm swings forward and back. Again, it's just the hips going forward and back, not leaning at all. Releasing those shoulder joints. Releasing the abdomen. So learning and developing good alignment, verticality, also learning relaxation, releasing, softening. Other side. Okay. And heels close, knees bent, hip circles. Just warm up thoroughly here. And the other way. And let's see how big you can make those hip circles if you feel like you're warmed up and comfortable. And big the other way. And knee circles. Other way. Circles apart. Circles together. Then both knees over one foot and back over the other foot and back. And then straight forward and all the way back. And bring the hips right forward and through. So roll up. And let's work the leg, including the ankle, going on the ball of the foot. Make sure the leg you're standing on is bent a little bit. And big circles with the knee. And that way we get the hip, knee, and ankle and feet. And foot. And big circles the other way. Let's do that on the other side. goes the other way. Good. Shoulder circles. Get the spine moving. Another way. And rolling the chin along the chest. To release and open the neck. The shoulders stay down the whole time. And then gentle look over the shoulders. Okay. And both feet pointing straight forward. Push the hips forward and lengthen that through the arc through the arms. Breathing as you stretch back. Big arc forward and down. Onto the knee, pressing the hips forward. And then lengthen that front foot onto the heel and gently, slowly stretching the back of that leg. Okay, and then up, tenkai. Push the hips forward into an arch. Breathing through that stretch. And big arc through the arms all the way down. On that knee and pressing hips forward. Then straightening that front leg. Gentle stretch. Okay, coming up. To deep horse stance, pressing those knees away. And little rotations with the legs. Other way. And walk the feet in, walk the feet out. And then into a horse stance. A little bit of wrist warm-ups. So Ikkyo. The shoulders stay down. Elbows are slightly forward. Other side. Working those legs. And kote gash. Thumb on the back of the hand. Nikyo, thumb down, thumb up, grab the back of the knuckles, gently rotate the fingers towards the face, keeping the elbows down and forward. Other side, thumb down, thumb up. Elbows stay forward and down. Release the abdomen. And Sankyo. Other side. Palm up, grab the fingertips. Other side. Interlace the fingers. Roll the wrists. Stretch. Walk your feet in. And shaking. Let that rock through your entire body. And breathe out and drop 3 times. Breathing in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Once more. Okay, we're going to Funakoku Kyondo. We'll go through the white belt program first, then the next program. Coming underneath your partner's power and center of gravity, dropping back into your hips. Rolling underneath your partner's power, dropping back into your core. Good, now with the Tenkai. Keeping those legs bent, back straight, pushing off the heel to drive the movement. Good, now just forward and back, Minuchi. I pause here so you can get a look at that frame. So that's too flared. That's too locked. That's too bent. As long as you can make it, as big as you can make it, as long as you can make the reach without locking the elbows and without leaning. So this surface here, this edge here, that's bolstered or supported by the back heel. From the ground, through the back heel, through the hips, through the elbows, to the hand blades. A nice generous shape, generous movement. So not curtailed, not small, very big and generous. As big as you can make it without locking your joints. And then with the Tenkai. Okay, and then Hami no Kamae. Hami no Kamae is ready stance. So it's a front stance. The weight's about 60% front leg. Back leg is straight, but not locked. So we don't want to lock our joints. Just short of being locked. So it's straight, virtually straight, but it's not locked. Elbows roll forward, just like we're holding the staff or the sword. So that's Hami no Kamae, ready stance. And then in the white belt program, we show the switching of the stance, keeping stability, keeping structure and extension, and keeping nice and stable, not bobbing up and down. So switch. So that's the back leg comes up first, switch. So back leg comes up, switch, front leg goes back. Switch, 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 Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Then the footwork. Irimi Sugieshi. Irimi Sugieshi. Sugieshi is the front foot moving first. So front foot comes offline, turning 45 degrees, maintaining that slight forward stance, maintaining shape, posture, and extension. Okay. So let's remember to pause here for a good solid 2 seconds to feel what's going on, check what's going on, maybe leaning a little bit, maybe I've lost my extension when I moved, all those things to check for about 2 seconds, okay? So each forward stance, knee directly over the foot. Knee. Stop. Sheet. Oh. Rope. Seat. Hutch. Who. Ju. Okay, switch stance. Other side. Each. Knee. Sa. Shi. Wo. Rope. Seat. Hutch. Who. Ju. Okay, if we keep that right leg forward, which by the way is called migi on me, migi, M-I-G-I, migi is right. Migi hanmi no kamai, so right, ready stance. We'll do the other footwork. So we just did sugieshi, irami sugieshi. Now ayumieshi, irami ayumieshi, which is the back foot stepping up. Each. So now the weight is forward in the left leg. Knee. Sa. The whole time we're hanging from the string. What that really means is we're not up, holding yourselves up. We're anchored, letting gravity work through our structure. So we're always stable, solid, grounded, anchored. Soft. Sheep. Oh. Broke. Siege. Self-check. Hutch. Whoop. Weights forward in the right leg. Ju. Forward in the left leg. By the way, feel free to jump in, unmute yourself if you need to, if you have any questions at any time. Okay, so migi is right. Hidari. It's H-I-D-A-R-I. Hidari. It's left side. Hidari, come on. Each. Irimi amiyashi. Knee. Weights in the right leg at the end. Weights in the left leg. Height. Right leg. Sheep. Oh. Rope. Seats. Cuts. Check your stability, your posture. Cool. Ju. Okay. Now work on Tenkai. Tenkai's pivot. Shift the weight back, turn on the front heel, turn on the other heel. Weights in a forward stance again. About 60% forward. You shift back, turn on the front heel, turn on the other heel into a forward stance each time without leaning. So your hips are always forward underneath the head. The head is not ahead of the hips. Hips are underneath the head. Keep a nice lengthy extension. And the arms only move because I'm turning my hips. And each time you're covering center line. Do a few more of those, please. Excellent. Okay. Let's do Tenkan. Just a quick reminder. It's good to turn a little bit on that front foot. So the foot and the knee turn together, just so that you're not twisting an ankle or a knee by throwing that leg behind you. Again, just to let you know, eventually that won't necessarily be something you do. You just, through intention and body control, make your foot, ankle, knee, and hip one solid piece. One solid piece. You do that with dynamic tension and intention, so you won't have to take the time to do that. If you don't have the time, you just turn, but you know how to connect everything. So it's one piece, it's unified. It's not going to be separate where something gets pulled or twisted. But for a good long while, you want to actually step a little bit, turn on the ball of that foot. So it's partially turned already. Okay. So go ahead and do a few on your own time. So you're making sure to do that correctly. Right, Bozo, go ahead. The weight stays in that forward leg. We maintain a forward stance. Yeah, switch to the other leg if you haven't already. Okay, good. Maintaining good extension. Very nice. Okay, then Tenkan Undo. So what we just did is actually Tenkan. Tenkan proper. Tenkan literally means turn. And the Tenkan proper is the back leg going back. Tenkan Undo Undo means just exercise or drill. So we just use that term, Tenkan Undo, to differentiate between Tenkan proper, which is just the back leg moving back. So Tenkan Undo is we step and then turn. So you might recognize that this is actually the same as Irimi Ayumi Ashi. I step up and step back, but instead of 45 degrees, it's 90 degrees, but it's Irimi Ayumi Ashi. The other terminology we use, and this is a terminology we use a great deal. So another way I could describe that is with the term Irimi Tenkan. Irimi means entering. Irimi is entering, Tenkan is turning. So the common term that's used for this footwork is Irimi Tenkan. Irimi Tenkan. But on our program, we're right now labeling this as Tenkan Undo. But more technically, it's Irimi entering, Tenkan turning. So as you know, that footwork drives the Manuchi movement. Pushing off that back foot drives that big arc up. As that front foot settles back onto the ground, as the heel settles down on the ground, that draws the arc back down. Okay, let's do a few together. So one count will be there and back. Maintaining nice straight posture. Big, generous arc, up and down. Each. Now we're maintaining a forward stance. Knee, san, shi, o, rok, sich, hach, ku, ju. Very good, very good. Okay, and then the last thing on the white belt program is the same thing, but now 180-degree turn. And just to, again, differentiate between the two, we'll start this one on the right side, or right leg forward. So again, I step, turn on the ball of the foot as I step to complete that 180 degrees. And I just time that with the arm. So let's start together. So one count is there and back. Yeet. Knee. The weight stays in the forward leg. San. Shi. Go. Rok. Okay, let's stop for a moment. So it's looking quite good. Posture's good, nice, generous arc, all that good. So this is just a fine point. Have the hands a little, this applies for everyone. Have the hands a little bit more in front. Now everybody is doing good in that you're not letting the hands fall behind the hips or even to the side, but it's a little bit back, just a tiny bit back here. So have them more in front of the hip points. So it's definitely in front of the hips, so they can't be taken away. They can't be grabbed and taken away. They're definitely in front of the hips. You own those hands and arms with your hips. So if I do a couple, let's see here. Here. So not even here. More, not totally in front where they're close, but it's definitely in front of the hips. Okay. Let's do a few more. So, each, knee, san, shi, go, rok, sich, hach. Okay, that's really good. So that's the entire white belt program. And so then that takes us to the 9th Kyu program, which just builds on as we progress into the other Kyu after Kyu, level after level, it just builds upon itself. So, and I'm sure you've noticed this yourself as well. So now, Irimi Ayumi Ashi with a Tenkai. So we do Irimi Ayumi Ashi as we just did, and add a Tenkai on top. Sorry, that was a Tenkan. Add a Tenkai on top of that. So let's do that. So right leg forward, Migi. And the weight's always going to move to the front leg to maintain a slight forward stance. So Irimi Ayumi Ashi, Tenkai. Yes. Right. So right leg forward, left leg comes up. Irimi Ayumi Ashi, weight's in the left leg. Tenkai, weight is in the right leg. Okay, right leg forward, weight's in the right leg. Irimi Ayumi Ashi, weights in the left leg. Tenkai, weights in the right leg. Let's do that on 2 counts. So that's each, knee. Each, knee. each, knee. Let's do that on one count. The entire move on one count. So each, tenkai. Knee, weights in the left leg, weight now moves to the right leg. Sa. Shi. Take all the time you want to do each part of the move. Go. Very clear and distinct. Okay, let's go to the other stance. So, hidari, left leg forward. Irimi, aumi-ashi, tenkai. So we start with the left leg forward, weight in the left leg. Irimi, aumi-ashi, weight in the right leg. Tenkai, weight in the left leg. Forward stance. So on 2 counts, each, knee. That's it. Each, knee. Turn on one heel, then the other. Stay nice and stable. Each, knee. Yes. So now the whole move on 1 count. Each. Into a forward stance. Knee. Sa. Shi. Go. Into the left leg, forward stance. Excellent. Okay, now we do tenkan now instead of tenkai. So that's going to look like this. I do irimi, aumi-ashi, tenkan. Let's do that. Let's break that down together once or twice. So right leg forward, migi hanmi, irimi, aumi-ashi. Now we're going to turn a little bit on the left foot, on the ball of the left foot, before we throw the right leg behind. And the weight stays in the left leg. Left knee is slightly bent, slightly forward. We do that one more time. Right leg forward to start with. Irimi, aumi-ashi. Do a slight turn on the ball of the left foot before you throw the right leg behind. And the left leg is bent, weights in that left leg. So on 2 counts then, right leg forward. Each, knee. Check your stability at the end, and a nice straight spine. Each, knee. Good. Breathing into the abdomen the entire time. Each, knee. Forward stance in the left leg. Now let's do all that on 1 count. Each. Take your time though. Yeah, don't speed through it or blur through it. Take all the time you want for each part of the move. Knee. Good, maintaining extension, very good. San. Straight back, nice big extension with the arms like you're holding sword out. Shi. Oh. Okay, let's do the other side. So starting with the left leg forward, hidari, hanmi. So back leg, right leg comes up for irimi, aumi-ashi. A little turn on the ball of the right foot before we throw the left leg behind. The weight stays in that right leg. So let's do that on 2 counts, okay? Left leg forward, each, knee. Yes. Weights forward in the left leg, each, knee. Weights forward in the right leg. Good extension. Each, knee. One more like that. Each, knee. Okay, let's do 1 count. So the entire move on 1 count. Each. Take your time. Clear and sharp. Ni. San. Shi. Very nice. One more. Go. Was very good. Okay. In the program, it says Ushiro Tenkan. Ushiro means rear or back. Ushiro is back. Tenkan, as you know, is back leg back or turning. Tenkan means turning. So that's just my phraseology for walking backwards. Back is Ushiro. And the reason why I use the word Tenkan is because we're turning the hips to move back. So again, that doesn't mean that we're throwing the leg out in this big arc. Doesn't mean we're dragging it heavy. It means that I'm doing the step by turning the hips, strong movement of the hips. The foot and the leg actually go straight back, but it's because of the hip turning strongly. So if I demonstrate, so I'm covering center line as I move back. And the only reason why the arms are switching, it's not because of the arms, it's only because of the hip turn. Okay, so do a few, maybe back and forth across the room, and I'll have a look. And you maintain a forward stance. So the front knee is a little bit bent, still in a forward attitude. Hands, arms are extended, and they only move because of your hip turning. Strong forward attitude without leaning forward at all. So physically, the body is very straight up and down, but the mind is extending forward very strongly. Okay, that's very good. Okay, now the next couple techniques, we may not have time for both, but the next couple are ukemi. Ukemi is falling. Yoko ukemi. So we only have time just to touch upon this. So I start in half seiza. I set up to fall on the low side. I let my butt slide off, tuck my chin, fall completely to the side. Knee up. Okay, let's see a couple of those. Go ahead, those up. Yeah. And try to go straight onto the side and stay on the side. Good. That's looking very good. Okay, let's finish with just a little bit of whole body breathing. It's called misogi. Breathing in, everything expands. Breathing out, settles back. Just like the lungs expand when you breathe in, the whole body opens and expands. Breathe out, settles back. Mind and body working together. Good, let's bow out. Domo arigato gozaimasu. That's really good work.